Welcome to Fisticuffs channel, and today I'm going to be talking about something that's very dear to my heart, my existence on YouTube. The reason why I loved posting videos on YouTube. I've been on YouTube since 2006, about 8 years. The 99% of everything I've ever posted had to do with Call of Duty in some aspect or respect. I patronized the game. I patronized every game. I've got over 100,000 kills on every version of Call of Duty that's ever been released. And today, I want to talk about why Call of Duty is on a downward trend. I still believe that Call of Duty's philosophy and basic engine and idea, basic idea, not the complete idea, the basic idea of a military first-person shooter on a gaming console is still a great idea. Unfortunately, it's been on a downward spiral. It's been on such a bad spiral, I'm almost sad to say I don't even know if Call of Duty is going to survive. And this video goes out to whoever makes the decisions at Activision. I really don't have to waste my time making this video, but I am. Because I still believe in the core philosophy of the game. I still believe it has some life in it. And if anybody who is listening, CEO, I feel like I'm doing what the CEO is supposed to be doing. I feel like I'm doing what Eric Heisberg's job is supposed to be. If you're a CEO of a major franchise, you're supposed to be in tune with what's going on in the social stratosphere connected to your game. And I want to talk about Eric Heisberg specifically. Ever since this gentleman has become CEO of the Call of Duty franchise and Activision, the popularity of Call of Duty has spiraled downward. If we look from Modern Warfare 3, and you can look these numbers up yourself. If you're an Activision shareholder or Bobby Codes, if you can look this up yourself, you already probably know it if you're one of the major shareholders. If you don't, you're investing blindly. I don't even know what you're thinking. But Infinity Ward released Modern Warfare 3. From Infinity Ward Modern Warfare 3 to Infinity Ward Ghost, there was a total of 7 million units in sales that have plummeted. So that means from Infinity Ward's last title, Modern Warfare 3 to Ghost, they've lost 7 million units. 7 million units times $60, that's about $250 million, not including DLCs and the ability to have retention. In this day and age, the focus is not on how many units you sell, how many subscribers you have. It's about concurrent, actual users playing your game. If you look at the trend of Mark Zuckerberg, the supposed leader, dubbed by the stock exchange and the leader of the innovative thinking of social stratosphere things that are going on that are relevant in today's world, they are all following what his format is that I'm spending $2 billion on and I'm going to give you examples of companies that are relevant to users using their product. Like WhatsApp has 500 million users that use it daily or whatever. Like virtual gaming. These are people who are using their product on a daily basis. Now, if you take Call of Duty and you apply that idea or that forward thinking to your game, and you look at Modern Warfare 3 to Call of Duty Ghost, you lost 7 million units. Let's just cut that right to the core bone right there. You lost out on almost a quarter of a billion dollars in sales, not including DLC. Now, you take the fact that the people that did buy your game, and if you look on Xbox Xbox 360 and you look on Xbox One, the concurrent daily users that you have on the Xbox One is about 20 to 30,000, and I'm being generous. And on Xbox, it's 100,000 users. Now, if you do not retain users and they are not putting eyes on your game and spending their time on your game and sitting and playing your game, that means they're somewhere else putting their eyes and using the... You're battling for time. Those failed experiments by Eric Heisberg to have the elite program, which totally disenfranchised the community when you had people pay for an elite subscription, and then you split the community apart. Once you split the community of people using your game, and they purchase elite, and then you take it away, and then you add it, and then, those people are disenfranchised. They're gone forever. The amount of mistakes that Eric Heisberg has made in this game has been nothing but a downward trend. I don't know how this person still is employed at Activision when you have a franchise that had 20 million plus units sold before he came aboard. 20 million units sold. So you have 20 million units sold, and then if you look back at Xbox 360 and the PS3, the Xbox 360 at one point had 2 million concurrent users on a daily basis playing your game. So if you have 2 million people continuously playing your game, that means if you release microtransactions, if you release DLC, those people will buy it. There's an interest there. Not including PS3 people. There was probably 1.5 million at the time. Now that's all changed. That is all changed. The game is down 7 million units from the last Infinity Ward installment. Okay? 7 million units down. Less than 30,000 on the Xbox One. About 103,000 on the Xbox 360. I don't know what's on the PS3 and the PS4. I think the PS4 is like 35,000, and the PS3 may be like 125,000. Now, out of all that, they only sold 7 million copies, and that's all. If you add up the total, that's about 235,000 total people on at any given time in all the consoles. Now, here's what I'm trying to tell you. If you have 3 studios working on your game, 3 studios, 150 employees each. That's 450 total employees. 450 employees out of 3 studios working 40 hours a week. And we're not talking cheap people. And there's nothing coming in. There's no money coming in from sales. You've lost in units. Your development time is 3 years longer. And you're talking a 3-year development time with 150 employees out of 1 studio. How long do you think Call of Duty on a downward spiral is going to last with 3 studios that are not keeping concurrent users online? If concurrent users are not playing your game, they're playing someone else's game. They're playing some other game somewhere else. So you can see that there's a lot of bad, wrong turns that Eric Heisberg and Call of Duty have made. One of them was, already mentioned, was the Elite program, in which you had to pay money. Elite program, I don't know. Elite Call of Duty Elite, which was $60. It included all the maps. It fragmented the community that paid for the maps and didn't pay for the maps. So you split the community of online players. So instead of having 2 million players playing together, because of you wanted the money up front instead of wanting the money in the long term, you split the community in half. Those people never came back. That was one huge mistake. Now, on top of that, you alienated the biggest portion of your population, the Call of Duty casual community who plays your game. Now, if you think about this, Call of Duty esports is doing nothing for Call of Duty. Not one thing. MLG is a separate entity that is making money off of your game, and you are gaining nothing from it. Call of Duty World Championship $1 million prize. How many copies of Call of Duty sold during those 2 weeks or whatever that week of the tournament? Tell me that because of Call of Duty esports, you sold 1 million units. Did you sell 1 million units? I don't think so. Did you even sell DLC that was in correlation or corresponding with the Call of Duty championships? So with Xbox, let's say you split the half $500,000. You still got to pay 3 studios over 3-year terms, 450 plays, 40 hours a week. You took $500,000, not including the amount of money that Activision spends on marketing. How could you and the shareholders, and Activision substantiate that amount of money being sold on a game that is down from 20 million units to 7 million total? You went from Black Ops, I think it was Modern Warfare 2, 20 million units, to Ghost, which sold 7 total. You're down 14, 16 million, 13 million units total from Modern Warfare 2. The direction that Call of Duty is going in is down. It's in a downward trend. Everything that you've tried, Call of Duty esports, Elite, everything is failing. There is nobody playing your game. You do not match the online subscription concurrent model of today's business. Everybody is making money off your game except Activision. Here's the thing, there is no Call of Duty esports unless you have the casual players buying your units and playing them concurrently online. It just doesn't mathematically work. It's impossible. So here is what I'm going to propose to you, because obviously you're not in touch with the social stratosphere of internet forward thinking in this world. You don't get it. So let me explain it to you. The first thing Call of Duty is going to have to do is that you're going to have to bring back the casual player. You have to have the ability for a person to have the ability to go in there and be Rambo. All right, that's the first thing. The number one thing is you have to create Rambo-type gameplay. That means if a person is playing in your game and the rest of the team sucks, this guy has the ability to go off and save his team. And see, here's the misconception that you don't get on YouTube. Here's where you're losing huge marketing share in visual presence. If a person can go Rambo and call in tons of kill streaks to save his team, that's action. That's fun. People want to see that. And see, regardless of Call of Duty esports, if you have Rambo kill streaks fun in your game and people see that video on YouTube, then they think they can do it too. The problem you have is that somebody posted esports, Call of Duty esports game. How many kids can play 70 hours a week to do what these guys do? How many people within that percentage of your population can do that? How many parents are going to let their kids do that? How many people have the time to do that? They don't. Therefore, there's no relationship. You can't relate to the videos. So you're losing huge market share on YouTube viewership. It doesn't matter that a person can blow up stuff, C-130, AC-130, bring back the helicopter, chopper gunner, AC-130, chopper gunner, tank, nuclear missiles. Bring it all back. Let them go. Let them have fun. You have to create synergy. When you take away synergy from your game, when you have esports community that is a very cliquish group that it's impossible to get into, you might just choke yourself out. You're choking yourself right out of the game. I mean, the only people that are making money off of your game is MLG TV. They are killing you. They are taking you to the hole. Activision shareholders, you are being used. You're not using them. They're using you because all the 70 hours a week and there's only one team that's winning. How many people you think? I mean, 13 to 7-year-olds don't have that type of resolve to play and have that instinctive killer instinct to get there. They don't have that. These are the type of kids that are like suburban, middle class, white kids who are just going to quit. You're not going to do it. You're killing your own audience. You don't even know it. So posting esports gameplays is not helping you. It's not benefiting your game. So you gotta let that go. You have to let them survive on their own. You cannot forcibly support them because you're losing the majority of your population who's supporting your game. If you're not supporting the majority casual population, there is going to be no esports. MLG and Call of Duty is going to last maybe another year and a half and it's going to be dead. History repeats itself. Halo has already proven that in the MLG format. It's not going to happen. And those people over there don't get it. They don't know how to create a social atmosphere for everybody. They don't understand it. They're trying to create something that does not exist. So what you have to do is you have, like I said, you gotta have Rambo, kill streaks, fun. When people pull off that and they post it on YouTube, then the next casual player wants to try it, and the next casual player wants to try it. Instead, what you got is you got a small group of people who got a small group of rules, who got a small clique of people who play a small. Look at that, that little circle of people. That's why you're down 7 million sales and units. That's why there's less than 20,000 concurrent users on the Xbox One. You're talking a flagship, and Eric Heisberger talking about console consolidation has nothing to do with it. It has something to do with creating fun and people can repeat that fun. That's the whole thing. And so here's my proposal. Number one, you're going to have to, like I said, you're going to have to create a game where a guy can go Rambo. Number two, you have to have a new engine. This is next-gen graphics. You have to do it. It is killing you more to not do it than to do it. You're going to have to take a year and experiment. It's just going to, and when you get it right, you get it right. You're going to need a new engine. A new engine, that's it. If you don't come out with a new engine, somebody else is going to overlap you, and your game's going to die, and you're going to be irrelevant. And all the time you put into MLG or whatever, they're using you anyway. It's all for naught. You're losing. Number three is a very important statistic. You are going to have to invite people from the community to brainstorm your game and develop your game from the people in the trenches who are playing the game like myself, that are casual players who spend money on every game, all the accessories, all the DLCs. We are the people that support the game. That's why you have 450 employees on a 3-year cycle for one video game. That's the reason you are in existence. So you have to swallow your pride, and you have to have a focus group and brainstorm with these people. These are your customers. You have to take care of them. If you don't, you're just going to wind up dead. You're you're 1 foot in the grave at this point. So you're going to have to brainstorm with the community. And it's not with yes men. You have to be critical of people who are critical of you. You can't be scared of constructive criticism. That's the point of your game having success. Number four is important as well. You have to have a system that makes sense in your game. So I'm going to suggest call it the Paragon system. The Paragon system. Okay. The Paragon system. Now listen to this. It's very important to have the Paragon system. Instead of having prestige level up to 10, level 10, 55, level 1, 55, level 2, 55, level 3, 55, irrelevant goals in the game there is no end game to prestiging. There's nothing there. You're adding stuff on there that you should be given to players for free. Camo packs, voice packs, face packs. These are all things that you should be given to free and being given back to the community for them patronizing you all these years. That selling out on microtransaction is showing that you're desperate, and it's killing the community, and they have no loyalty to you. So the Paragon system will solve all that. And here's why. Give an example, a small sample of the Paragon system. All right. So, for example, a character that goes from standing to prone while shooting is about 30 frames per second. Probably about 32 frames or something like that. So, after you level up to level prestige, let's say you're not Paragon, you're level 10, 55. Okay, now, once you pass level 10 to level 56, you get a plus 0.02 bonus to frame advantage from standing to prone. So instead of your character going down in 30 frames, your character goes down in 29.5 frames. So let's say your character can go to 10, level 10, 300 Paragons max. So the total would be, let's say, 10, a plus 10 in the standing to prone position. So instead of your character going 30 frames from standing to prone, it's going down to 20. If he ranked up to 300 Paragon 0.02. As an example, it's not defined perfectly, but you get the point that I'm trying to make. Another example of the Paragon system, and the reason why and the point of the Paragon system is to keep eyes on your game, concurrent users playing your game, so that way if your eyes are on your game and you decide to drop a DLC or something that you want to sell to them, there's an incentive for them to keep playing because they're in a Paragon system. There's a reason they're there. Do you understand? There's an incentive. So then when you try to sell me something, I'm like, awesome. I get to use my Paragon system with everybody else on the new maps. It makes sense now. So for another example, let's say ADSing. ADSing for assault players is probably 5 frames, right? So let's say you get Paragon level 25, not 25, but level 58. You get 0.2. So now instead of ADSing in 5 frames, you're ADSing in 4.6 frames. You see what I'm saying? These add up to and you can reset these points. So let's say you could reset these values in each weapon class. And now you have a Paragon system for every different class. And don't let people see the other classes. So when I kill you, they don't see my stats. And see, that's individuality. There's an exclusive club to that. Nobody knows what my Paragon settings are. So when they play against me, they're going, what is Fisticuff's Paragon settings? That's pretty badass. I'm going to try to figure it out. Let me mess around and try to be like him. And then you know what's a domino effect? Everybody wants to do the same thing. You're creating interest and synergy. Everybody wants to play your game. You get it? It's fun again. I mean, do I have to fly me in? I'll save your game overnight. Guaranteed. So you gotta have the Paragon system. There's no point in prestiging. That's dead news. And you gotta bring back the kill streaks that are Rambo. And you gotta have graphics. That's the bottom line. Everybody will always like a first-person military shooter. But you have to stop playing games with the people who are paying the bills at your company. You have esports as a side game. It's a very small percentage of people playing the game. There is no esports without people buying and purchasing the game. You can go check my numbers. Modern Warfare 2, 20 million sales. It was fun. Everybody played it. There was no focus on esports. Now you bring in Eric Heisberg. Well, esports. Wow, it's awesome. Let's have this $1 million contest. And all the focus goes to that, and the videos on YouTube, they're relevant. Nobody can reach that. It's an impossible status because it's a cliquish group. It doesn't relate. It doesn't translate. It doesn't relate. It doesn't come through. It's a dead idea. And Activision is gaining nothing from it. You're not gaining any sales. You're not gaining unit sales. You're not gaining sales of microtransactions or DLCs. All you're doing is promoting something outside of your game that has nothing to do with your game. As far as sales are concerned, all you're doing is say, this is an awesome aspect. I mean, are you willing to sell out billions of dollars for this idea to mature that's never going to happen? It's already been proven by Halo. It already died with MLG. They couldn't handle Halo. And Microsoft's got more money than you, Activision. More money. You cannot support a game without the casual community. You need to let people express themselves on YouTube. You need to let them go Rambo. You need to let them blow up stuff. You need to let them come back and win games and blow it up and just have fun, and that's what it is. If you don't do this, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. And you can mark this down in this video. If Sledgehammer does not come out with a new engine, and Sledgehammer doesn't come out with a new engine that is not next gen graphics, and you cannot go Rambo and blow stuff up and bring yourself back in the game, this game is going to do less. It's going to do between 5 and 6 million units total. I don't know how you could support this game without money from Skylanders, Hearthstone, and pouring money from other games. How long in these 3 studio cycles, 9-year cycles, are you going to be able to support 450 employees, 40 hours a week, and not make the and do the marketing and with M&M and all that stuff that you guys do, and the constant barrage of commercials? How are you going to support that off of 5 and 6 million unit sales? And out of those 5 or 6 million unit sales, you're not selling DLC, because I know for a fact you're not selling DLC, because there's only 30,000 on Xbox One. There's only 100,000. You're not selling DLC. So whatever you sell right here from the rip, that's all you're making. You might bust off a couple million here and there, but you're not doing what you did in Modern Warfare 2 when you had 2 million people online. You're doing 2 million DLC. That's almost what you're doing now in sales total for the next game. And you got another studio that you brought aboard. I know for a fact that this model is not working. Call of Duty is on a downward spiral. Those are the facts. You do the research, do the numbers. Do the numbers from Black Ops 1 to Black Ops 2. 5 million in minus in sales. Do the numbers from Call of Duty Championship. How many units were sold during that weekend and DLC? Do the numbers between Modern Warfare 3 and Call of Duty Ghosts. 7 minus million in sales. Do the DLC on that. Do all the numbers, and I guarantee you everything I said is fact. It's on downward spiral. And if you don't make the changes I said make, that's it. You're done. There's no way. You're cutting some studios. 2 of these studios are gone, and you're going to be restructuring. You're going to wind up like Guitar Hero. That's the bottom line. That's my little quarterly report for today. You want to take my advice, go ahead. I'm in the trenches. My ears to the ground. Those are the facts. You can go do the research and find out for yourself. Anyways, I'm out. Peace.